All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 113 of the DrewCast. I'm your host, Mellow15. With me, my disembodied voice tonight, we got Jo. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about something real quick before we start the episode, which sucks because last week, literally, like right after we were done filming, me and Justin had talked about how John Ramirez were saying that they think that they're going to start weaponizing the UFO topic for the next election that's coming up. And during filming, me and Justin were like, well, how would you even be able to do that? And like kind of shitting on that whole notion. But then I kind of thought about it. I was like, yeah, no, like, bro, they could, like, right after we were filming this, and like me and you started like popping off with like hella ideas. And so I kind of wanted to revisit that before we started because I think it's important to realize, like, hey, we made a mistake last week while we were filming, and to kind of cycle back and basically say, hey, no, they can weaponize us and they will. So one of the things I believe me and you were mentioning, Justin, last week, right after we were done filming, we were talking about how like the fact that like maybe one side would say they're demons and vote for us and we'll get rid of them, and then the other side would be like, no, they're not demons, they're here for us, they're here to help, that type of stuff. And that actually makes more sense than what we said last week. Last week we were on this whole like, how would they even weaponize it? And we were saying like what side would say what. But now I can kind of see more clearly now that I can kind of see like the right, basically, which if you guys are new here or you don't really follow politics, the right is mainly like conservative Republican people. The left is usually referring to like the Democratic liberal people. I could definitely see people on the right saying like the whole demon god aspect of it and trying to like scare people from that. And I can definitely see people on the left turning it into a, well, we got to accept others and acceptance and tolerance, and these people are going to be here regardless of what you guys say. I could definitely see that, because how would you get, if you're Republican, right? How would you get your fan base or your support group, like your main group of people? They're not people our age really, and or younger, like especially the younger people. They're not people that age. You're going to get a lot of like older scared people, right? Let's be real, like a lot of voters are older people. They're not always old people, but a lot of voters are older. So you could start, I could see it now, bro, like the scaring of people. Like they're demons, they're fallen angels, bro. They're here to, you know what I mean? And I can, come on, get ready to see that on the news, bro. Get ready to start seeing like these people start, there are demons coming for you, bro. We already have problems with aliens south of the border, bro. You're not gonna imagine, like, and then like it's just gonna be amped up fear, right? And that's not to say there shouldn't be fear though, right? But we just don't know. I kind of compare it to like in a forest, right? In a forest, when you're walking through a forest or on a trail, you know that there's creatures on either side of you, right? You know, like, hey, somewhere in this forest there's something. I don't know what, but I know there's living things here. It could be a wolf, it could be a coyote, a bear, falcons, whatever, right? And you know that there's stuff here, but most of the time you just don't see it. Okay? That's how we should be treating space. Like that's how we should be treating space. Like we just don't know what's there. We know things are there, right? It's like the dark forest theory or like the Fermi paradox. Like that could explain a lot of things. Like when you're in a forest, right? Like they know that there's predators, so a lot of things hide, and that's how we should be treating space, right? So I don't want to say like everybody should be like fucking scared and like we just don't know. But guarantee you these people are gonna weaponize it. And like I said last week, we kind of were, our tone for that episode was kind of like, nah, why the fuck would they weaponize it and how? But thinking about it from the time I've been editing to this episode, I mean, there's tons of ways to weaponize it. And it's gonna suck because you're gonna get a lot of, probably, and this is just my guess, I'm not 100% sure, obviously. You're probably gonna get a lot of really angry Christian Republicans who are just like I can, and that's the so cringy about this topic being integrated into like the election time. I do like, bro, there's a lot of things I don't want to hear already, but I definitely do not want to fucking hear old Republican people talking about demons and fallen angels and It's all a trick and a trap, and the libtards and Bud Light. Like, bro, it's like I'm not ready for that. I don't want to hear that. It
Even if
was
they don't talk about like that, I think the main thing is just gonna be like, hey, vote for us because those guys don't know what they're doing about the topic.
and but we know what we're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah, like we're
like if
gonna
you
handle
vote
it.
them in, they don't know how to handle this. They're not prepared. We've been preparing for 20 years, something like that.
Bunch of mongoloids, bro. It's just what it just like yeah, you're right, and that's I'm not like, bro. I wanted to vote this year too. Like I've never voted before, and it's not that I'm not like engaged in politics. I don't really like politics like that. I just feel like it's just a waste of everybody's time, and that's just how I'm gonna always view it. But this year, I really wanted to be like this 2024 election. I really wanted to be. I wanted it to be the first time I voted, and like if they use this as like a talking point or like a debate point for this election, I think I'm good, bro. I won't participate in it anymore. And I mean, like, I wasn't really wanting to participate in it, but when I was speaking about the religious Republican people, that wasn't me trying to shit on them or shit on people's religious views. Like, but come on, bro. Even people who are religious will probably tell you, like, yeah, like sometimes we are kind of cringy with that type of shit. Like, you should be able to hold yourselves accountable without thinking everything's a hater, without thinking everybody's a hater. Because at the end of the day, like I don't really fuck with liberal people either, dude. But I'm not like full blown Republican. So I want to say I skate a line here, but I know personally I don't. I know I lean more towards the right, but I don't fully agree with everything they say. So I don't really know how to put it, and I don't know where I lie on that topic. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. And if you guys comment below, if you guys have any ideas how they're actually gonna weaponize this during the election, like comment below, let us know what you think. I'd be actually very interested to hear what you guys have to say about it because, like I said, if me and Justin are talking about some crazy shit off camera, I know you guys probably have like crazy ass theories, involving this type of stuff. So, but yeah, our first topic of the night, I wanted to save this for a little longer, but I can't anymore because it's such a like popular topic right now. But we had covered AI rappers before. We've covered AI songs before.
Yeah,
We
art.
AI art. I mean, our fucking the cover to me and Josh's Wolves of Wall Street was made by AI, right? Um, and that might actually piss off people that I know who make art, and I'm not necessarily I wouldn't necessarily be mad that you're mad, right? Like if you're mad that I commissioned an AI program to make my album cover.
We didn't commission it.
Well, I meant like
It's,
yeah, I didn't mean to say commission.
or actually, maybe that works. I thought commission was like you paying for a
Well, it
service.
is. I actually
We didn't pay nothing. It was just literally free.
I shouldn't have said commissioned. So basically me getting an AI program to make the album cover, I can see why some of my artist friends would be mad. Like I could see, and I'm not gonna sit here and say you're wrong, right? Like I could see. So there's that one. But from that last episode until now, there's been like tons of like AI Kanye songs, AI Ariana Grande songs. Drake is a big popular one right now. I mean, I heard though like the Hey There Delilah by Kanye, bro, that was fire. I mean, I was listening to that while doing the dishes as if it was an actual like song. So I was like, bro, this is fire. But the one I'm gonna bring up in particular. So last night I was online and I see a song and they were saying it was an AI song and it was called "Heart on My Sleeve" by Drake and The Weeknd. I'm like, oh, that's funny. I wonder what it sounds like. I played it and I'm like, oh, I recognize this. One of my friends showed me. And as the song progresses and like Drake and The Weeknd start like rapping and singing and stuff, I'm like, bro, that like you can if you read the comments, bro, everybody in the comments is like, wow, like this is better than some of Drake's actual music. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Drake came out during a show and played the song. They were like, you know how fucking crazy this would go, like how hard this would go if Drake just started playing it and like rapping it.
I didn't think the weekend sounded as good, but it still sounded like very similar to the weekend.
Yeah, the Weeknd's part wasn't, it wasn't the best, but like it wasn't like I enjoyed it. Yeah,
Early AI.
like when Drake's like, I came through with my ex like Selena the Flex. Like, bro, that's so, bro. It's like, and I actually wanted to use that as the opener for this episode, but I didn't know like how that, like, would you get who do I get copyrighted by, right? because last week we didn't open with any music and the video did pretty good view wise than it usually does, because usually my stuff gets copyrighted, guys. And actually, before we continue with the AI thing, if you guys can, bro, if you really, really support this channel, I need you guys to start liking the videos and sharing them. Once you guys like the videos enough, YouTube says, oh, okay, well, people are actually liking it. Let's put this video on other people's algorithm so they'll see it. Right? Because you could watch the video from front to back, but if you're not liking it and sharing it, and I don't want to be that guy, bro. I hate being that guy that's like, if you don't like it, and the notification bell. But apparently, and they say this works. They say if you ask people to like, share, and notification bell your video, they'll do it. And I know you guys, there's a lot of you already, especially on like other platforms that aren't YouTube. So if you're seeing this, like it, guys, share it. That way, all the work we do is for nothing, or isn't for nothing. So, but yeah, back to the AI conversation. That Drake song was fire. I posted it on my story. I had a couple friends reach out to me. Two were not so happy about the AI song. One was like, oh, this is fire, bro. What I wanted to get into is I'm kind of on the fence, right? So the song was good, and we're in the beginning stages of this AI takeover. We're like in the baby phase, right? We're going to look back on this time period in the future and be like, this is when shit really changed. Like this year is when things really were like at the beginning stages of what we are at now. So you were about to chime in.
Yeah, it's kind of impressive because like this whole wave like started maybe like a month ago is when this like technology somewhat got introduced to like the masses, and it's gotten like better and better.
How
And,
long
like,
do you
in,
think
like, a
they've held
month.
on to this? Like, how long do you think they've had this before they released it to?
I mean, it takes like development time. So somebody was obviously making whatever process it is you have to do that.
Yeah.
And the first time I saw it is when I sent you guys that video of the dude that was doing Kanye, and he showed you how he made like a Kanye song and had
And
just Kanye's voice. And now it's like Kanye, Drake, Ariana Grande, The Weeknd, you name it. There's like all kinds of like, you can just Google probably an artist's name, put
it's
AI after
yeah.
it, and you'll have something that pops up.
Well, Kanye doing Passion Fruit was fire, bro. Like that was like bro, like if you would have showed me that and didn't say AI, I'm like, oh wow, is that like a reference track or something? Like what is that? Like that's cool.
Yeah,
Right?
Ariana Grande has one that sounds pretty similar too. There's also another song that Kanye has no somebody that I used to know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that one's like I put
Like
it
you
like
bumped
right
me.
underneath the actual like
Yeah.
song. It sounds like that good.
The scary implication though is that like people who have died, like let's say Pop Smoke, XXX, Lil Peep, their record label can potentially make more songs forever. And the scary thing is once you die, this technology is gonna get so good, they don't need you anymore. They really don't need you anymore. Like you could sign your like life rights away. Like, hey, like if you give me $10 million when I die, you can have the rights to my voice and make it.
$10 million when you die.
Well, I'm just saying, no, I mean like
Yeah.
you get $10 million, then when you die, they
Mhm.
can use your, like so they own your voice, right?
Yeah.
That's the scary implication of this is that, hey, and I've already told you in the past, bro, that they could just bring a video to you, right? And I'm not saying they would do this, but like somebody could be like, hey, bro, this is your girl right here, like cheating on you. I got a phone call, bro. And it could literally just be your girlfriend like saying some crazy ass shit, but it's not really her. The cops could be like, hey, man, we recorded you, bro. The cops can like now anything you hear or see now, you gotta fucking question it. There's no hands down, you gotta question it.
I was gonna bring that up because the AI images and like art, I guess, quote unquote, has been like a thing for a little bit, but like it's gotten a lot better now too.
Mm-hmm.
Where I've seen pictures that like I thought were like legit real. Come to find out they
weren't.
were artificially made, and I like if you look at it and without knowing that context, you would never be able to tell.
Yeah,
I
there's a
saw
lot
one
of good ones.
recently where
Was that the one they
so
put Selena Gomez at the Met Gala?
that
she
was one
didn't-
of them too. Yeah,
That was
the
good.
Met Gala was
Yeah.
like a couple days ago, right?
Yeah.
So they released that picture of her at the Met Gala. They timed it properly, whatever. She was in like a nice ass dress. She was standing on the carpet. There was a crowd behind her taking pictures. It literally looked like she was there, but she wasn't.
I wonder what people like Kanye and them think of this. Like, because, you know, Kanye is one of the biggest ones that have been hit with this AI wave. Like, people using his I wonder what he thinks.
Well, Drake is another one, at least on my side of the internet, where all the AI covers I see are like Kanye and Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Drake had shared somebody made him rap Munch by Ice Spice, and he had shared that on his Instagram story, and he said like, oh, you know, now it's gone too far.
I wonder what he thought about. I wonder what he thinks of Heart on My Sleeve.
He's had to have heard that because the dude who made that got it taken down from Spotify, I think.
I wonder how they could take it down. So that's
because it's Drake's voice.
But do they own Drake's voice? That's the thing.
Drake owns Drake's voice.
So Drake said take it down then.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
okay,
because he had to have heard that because it got removed.
Yeah, but then it's still on YouTube right now. I mean, that's how I found it.
Monetized.
Oh, I mean, but yeah, they try to monetize it on Spotify.
Spotify.
Okay, that's the problem then. Yeah, of course, but you're gonna get it taken down. But
I think.
I mean, let's just say, fuck it. He tried to. Let's just say it was on a platform that you make money off of. Yeah, bro, of course. But YouTube, no, bro. And the artists are kind of stuck in a weird position because if you try to like get it taken down and you're being really like weird about it, it's just gonna look weird on your part. Like, bro, why don't you just let us have fun? You make millions of dollars already, right? But that's their voice, that's their likeness. So I understand. Mm-hmm. That's why when Grimes came out recently and Grimes was talking about how you could use her voice for that stuff and she'll just take 50% of the royalty.
That was another rapper I saw that did that too.
And I was like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea because you can't stop this. I don't think you can. There's no way to like really stop this. So instead of being like that bitter, and I don't want to say you're bitter, you're not necessarily bitter. I don't really know how to explain this because as an artist, I would feel some type of way, kind of. No, but I wouldn't publicly start being like really bitter and angry.
This
and
is what I was trying to tell you earlier when me and you're talking about that is like there's always going to be like booms of things that like overtake the predecessor, and people aren't going to like it.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure when like digital became like a thing, you had painters that were like, oh, this is gonna kill the painting industry, or like when TVs came around, like this is gonna kill, you know, theater. And
yeah, they didn't want it. When cell phones came out, this was gonna kill the Pony Express,
like, you know, like, you know, like trains, like, oh, this is gonna kill, you know, train, like it's always gonna be a thing. And I think that if you don't adapt and find a way to utilize it for yourself and take advantage of it, then you're purposely putting yourself at a disadvantage. I liken it to like, you know, like way back when people like didn't know how to read, or like nowadays when like people don't know how to use like their phone. Like a phone is like it's an external part of yourself at this point in like our society.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So if you don't know how to work your fucking phone, like you're kind of just on an island alone.
Yeah.
So now that if you don't know how to like use all this technology out there that is benefiting people.
Yeah, and you know,
whether it's good or bad, I don't know. But
I know a lot of people who are probably watching this or going to watch this. Or if you support me, Dustin, we have a lot of artist friends. So guys, we get it. Like I'm. This is like a really weird topic for me because I'm not sitting here saying like I want your guys' careers to end and like no, of course. And I think you're right, Dustin. Like I think it's just like the panic of the boom, like the panic that's like the looming panic that could happen, right? So. Yeah, I mean, as long as we adapt and we realize, like, hey, there's still real artists out there that you can get work from that, like, actually took their time and loved. And if that's something you want to do, by all means, go ahead because that's important still. Art still has that love and that passion put into it that we all enjoy. Like, you know, I wouldn't feel comfortable listening to, like, an AI Drake album because, like, I know that's not Drake. I know Drake didn't put that passion into his voice. You know, when they're writing the lyrics and all that stuff and like their real like emotion. So like that, like if you're looking for that, yeah, go to real artists for that. This is good. This is going to continue to get bigger, better, and probably more scary. And just not on music, movies, video footage, like evidence that they use in court now. They're probably going to be able to make AI movies, AI TV shows, like, and it's going to get to the point where you got to question everything you see now, which kind of sucks because Like, again, if we're in court, like, hey, is this a video of you stealing this thing? Nah, bro, that's AI, bro. Like, how do I know that's not AI? And how do I know you didn't just make that AI video to show the judge now? I know people might say, well, why would they do that? But come on, bro. If they're trying to get rid of somebody, no, we got video of you entering this fucking building when someone,
It's not
you
video
know.
yet, but it's definitely audio. There's audio of Joe Biden. There's audio of Trump, Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
plenty of plot.
And think about it. A lot of people are dumb, bro. And no offense, a lot of people are dumb, and they probably believe that that was real. Like, did you hear Joe Biden talking about? Like, they probably don't care if someone said, "No, mom, mom, I know, I'm not really a Biden fan either, mom, but like that wasn't real." No, no,
I
no,
heard him
no,
say it.
no, and I know, I swear, my friend sent it to me. No, mom, but she sent you like an AI thing. It's like, come on, mom, it's not real. Nope. So it doesn't, like, at this point, it's like you could just do your own research. If you're into actual art, that'll technically never die because, bro, people are still people, and we need human interaction with the art stuff, right?
A little bit
So,
ago, I was trying to explain. So there was a Drake cover of the song "Bubbly,"
uh-huh,
and it was actually kind of impressive how it was done. And I was playing it to see if Kylie can like see who was singing it,
did she,
because it sounds like Drake to me,
uh,
but that's because I saw the video. I see that it says Drake, but
mhm.
like I was trying to see if she was able to like make that
Did
distinction
she?
without me telling you. She didn't. But when I told her, I was like, "Oh, it's Drake." She's like, "Oh, it doesn't sound like him," and I was like trying to explain that like it's not really Drake. It's
Like a AI?
machine learning that like recreated his voice
Yeah.
to like almost a T. And
Would
like trying to
you?
explain that to her is like fine, but like imagine trying to explain that to somebody who's like 50 or 60.
They're not gonna get it, bro.
Like, hey, mom or grandpa, like a computer replicated your exact voice and made you sing a song.
You know, on Snapchat they have that now. My AI. So you have a friend on your Snapchat that's a fucking AI, bro, and you could talk to it. And it actually gave me hella good advice about this podcast, bro. I told it that I do podcasting, and it was like, oh, well, I was like, hey, do you have any advice on how I can make this bigger? It told me to do more guests because guests bring other people from their, from that guest
Mm-hmm.
like inner
We do
circle. And
that
yeah, we
already.
do, right? We're starting to do that more. Then it was saying that not to use copyrighted music in the beginning because that'll make YouTube like put your video under their algorithm to where like it won't just be on everybody's feed, right? So, and it was giving me good advice. So I was like, bro, imagine if they're able to recreate like a loved one, like let's say mom passes away or grandpa or whatever, right? And they're able to literally recreate grandpa's voice and image, and it's like literally talking to you. Would you feel comfortable doing that?
No.
But it's like Justin, I'm your grandpa. Like it's like talking to you, bro. Like Justin, I'm literally your mom. Like, hey, I love you. Like, why don't you talk to like, bro? That's creepy, right?
Why would
That's
you?
what I'm saying. I'm just saying like that's how creepy this will get. What if you're telling it no, and it's like, what do you mean I'm your mom, bro? Like, and I see,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's already fucking creepy to think
Well,
about.
no, because
Imagine it's in your face
they
talking like
do
that.
have like video AI.
Yeah,
It's not that good, but who's to say it won't be by the time
yeah.
like, next year. So they could possibly make like a AI online
Mhm.
personality and use like your parents' likeness and your parents' voice or grandparents.
You
We're
guys,
getting there, dude. It's yeah.
you guys comment below. Let us know your thoughts on this topic. We're running out of time a little bit, so I'm gonna basically we're gonna end off this episode with there's been a lot of like videos on YouTube recently covering the face on Mars. It's a fantastic topic if you guys have not like looked it up. There's a lot of videos on it. Y Files recently did a video on it, and it's amazing, by the way, bro. Like I was mind blown watching that video, right? To summarize what's going on here, on July 25th in 1976, right? There's an area or a region on Mars called Cydonia, and they took pictures of this region, and one of the pictures they claim is about a nearly 2 miles long, and it was just an enormous head. And as you look at the picture more, you see a face, right? The original picture that they put out to the public, that was a fucking face, bro, right? A lot of people go back and forth about whether they think it's a face or not. And I'm going to ask you guys, if you've seen the picture, and we're going to put it up here, if you've seen the picture, do you guys think it's a real face? Or do you guys think NASA kind of put it out there to get people? Because they did say that they put the picture out to like gain the public's interest. In 2001, they took a better picture of it, and it doesn't look anything like the original picture because they say the new picture is higher quality. But a lot of people, bro, and when I say a lot of people, there's a lot of people who are Photoshop experts or people who can recognize Photoshop edits. They said that that 2001 picture looks very photoshopped. Now, I don't know either way, but I'm going to say NASA really does have like a there's just something about NASA that comes across as that they lie about a lot of shit. Now, I'm not saying that the earth is flat or that even this face isn't a face. But yeah, when it comes to NASA, bro, there's just a lot of things that we have to take with a grain of salt because they were basically founded by Nazis. Like the godfather of NASA is a fucking Nazi. I mean, they already didn't start off good, right? They're founded by Nazis, not good, right? So yeah, you've seen the face on Mars, right?
I watched the entire video.
Oh, yeah. So it's a good. So do you? So I'm gonna ask you because we just asked the people watching. Do you think it's a face? Do you think that that actually was like something real and that they're trying to cover it up, or do you think that we're all kind of just
Yeah, I mean,
we're tripping on it?
what he was talking about made sense, but that's whether or not you believe what he was talking about.
Yeah. So my thing is, so you guys comment below if you've seen the face. What do you think of it? I'm going to end off with this. I think the face, I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say the original picture that they took in 1976 is real. That's really a fucking face because they have talked about there being evidence that of a nuclear explosion on Mars that would kind of explain why Mars is a wasteland. And I'm starting to think that maybe some of us, if not all of us, probably came from Mars, like a breakaway civilization on some like Noah's Ark type shit. Because again, the stories in the Bible and the Quran and all them, like whether you believe it or not, a lot of them kind of have similar stories of a flood or a situation where like Earth was put in peril. I think because they also think that there's like pyramids on Mars and like structures that look like pyramids.
We covered one of them.
Yeah, because the doorway, yeah. So, bro, like, yeah, I think that there is a face, and what I'm gonna say is, I think that they're hiding it. I think they don't want us to know because how would you even be able to handle that information? Oh, there's pyramids there. Oh, there's a face on Mars that looks like it came from probably a statue. Like how? Why? What? And like then it gets us talking, and they don't want people talking, right? Because if we come from Mars and we came here, or like that's a breakaway civilization that like killed themselves, or some nuclear explosion that kind of destroyed Mars, how do you explain that to us? I don't think you can. So is it right that NASA's probably lying about this face on Mars? No, but I can kind of see why, because how do you explain that to people? We were just talking about people being hella dumb. Like, yeah, oh, hey mom, there's a face on Mars. You know, people used to live there. That's where we came from. It's demons and aliens, you know, so it's not right that they lie, but at the same time, I kind of compare it to like people having kids. Like, I'm pretty sure you don't tell your kids the truth about everything. Well, there has to be some things you lie to them about, bro.
If I have like minimal knowledge about anything going on, but if I had to take a guess, they probably hide that kind of stuff because it would probably destroy the foundation of just like
everything we do.
Because religion doesn't talk about that at all. So if we were to prove that that was true, it would kind of just debunk every religion. And then what?
And then they lose their power. They lose how they control us. They lose everything.
Because religion does not talk about, you know, us coming from a whole other society that was on a whole other planet. And they fled a planet's nuclear disaster and started a fucking whole entire life on Earth. They don't talk about that kind of stuff.
No, they don't.
So if NASA was to know that and somehow prove that that was the case, religion just goes straight out the window.
I know some people would debate you and say that it doesn't go out the window, but it does. Yeah. What happens is fucking people start to really wake up and be like, whoa, bro, what else are we being lied to about? Because we'll get into that next week, bro, about the lying. But yeah, that's tonight's episode, guys. Episode 113. If you like what you saw here, like I said earlier, please give the video a like, share it with your friends if you support what we do. It means a lot to what, me and Dustin do on a weekly basis. Yeah, before we go, though, the video that me and Dustin were just talking about was by the Y-Files. It's an amazing YouTube channel, one of the best YouTube channels I've ever found. And where have you been my whole life, right? But this YouTube channel is like amazing. They talk about all sorts of stuff that like are similar to what we do here, but like he goes into like way bigger, like, he takes like sometimes like 40-50 minutes on one topic, right? And we cut multiple here. So go support his channel, guys. An amazing channel. And I'm just gonna say I'm happy I found it, because it's been the cure to some of my long nights here. So, but yeah, that is episode 113. Until next time, guys, peace.